for the darkness, and welcome to, well, the mage venue. I was going to say magic over New York or something fancy, but yeah, magic. Tonight's scenes, we'll see Violet at her university. She's been reading a lot of those books that she brought into this very nice and very strange establishment. Even if she can't really remember why she woke up running away from this place, she can only remember the fact that something really disturbing was happening there, and she thought, "Nope, not gonna stay there. Nope." And so now she's been reading actually a lot about a certain book about mind and the perception, how the perception of the mind can affect people and their own system of beliefs. And pretty much the last couple of days have been her face in the book, and basically Joey just saying, "Go left, go right, watch out, someone is coming in front of you, stop." and then yeah, actually he says stop, and she just gets her head out of her book, and well, she's in a part of a university that, well, she doesn't really go often. she, she looks kind of lost, like, what am I doing here?
Jade, meanwhile, had an exceptionally rough night last night. The kind of night that leaves you with a -1 on all your dice pulls. So, hoping for a little bit of company that's outside of the box, people she doesn't normally associate with, and definitely people that wouldn't be at the casino, or at least wouldn't typically be found there. Jade makes her way to the New York University campus, into the cafeteria. She goes through the line, gets a giant tray full of food, and is sitting down to eat when she notices someone she hasn't seen before. And this is the fun part, trying to figure out what you are. I'm going to spend a point of willpower to activate Prime Sight. And it's a good thing I did. But I did get 2 successes. So I have 3 successes.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be spending 2 into effect and 1 into duration, so it lasts for the whole scene. So, Damien, could you please describe to me what Anya's Violet's resonance looks like?
Dun, 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 dun. Actually, that question hadn't been asked. Technically, you were asked what her avatar looks like, or just the basic result of her.
Okay.
Mm.
Prime Sight reveals aura and resonance. Prime Sight can reveal aura and resonance.
Mm-hmm.
But Jade is mainly looking for your magical to see if you have a resonance, and if your aura indicates that you're a mage.
Oh, well, that's funny because I didn't see the resonance part in the creation, but I know that this term was familiar.
Yes.
Goddamn resonance. Well, at least I think that's something that she can see is that there seems to be some kind of halo on her, around her head, indicating that that she has a sphere activated, and that she has her perceptions are higher ups, and so is her intelligence right now. And I would guess that what her aura looks like is probably something something very dynamic, very changing, kind of like it's I would say it's colorful. It's colorful and almost with a quiet tone of music behind it.
Interesting. Any emotional responses flicking through her aura?
Right now it's more, what am I doing here? I was reading
Confusion.
a book. What am I doing here?
All right. Okay. So, so Jade is just going to go up and talk to the girl. Hello, you're new here.
He almost drops the book.
Jade is kind of taken aback by that because, like, well, yes, she was that girl who always had her nose buried in a book, but someone saying hello to her never made her scream.
And yeah, the fact that she had her back turned on you might might explain certain things. She just turns around and go, hi.
Hello. I'm sorry. So sorry. I didn't mean to startle you.
Uh, no, it's okay. I mean, I when I, when I get the yeah, when I get in a book, I can get quite disconnect. I thought I was alone here. Actually, where is here exactly? I mean, it seems like we're still in the university, but um,
You you have happened to stumble into the cafeteria of New York University during the infamous, at least to our kind of people, witching hour, where nobody is really around. You can still get great food, and we can discuss whatever matters we need to discuss openly and honestly, without a lot of subterfuge.
and you can see that the cogs are getting in place as she's understanding exactly what is being talked about, and yeah, her eyes uh, opens up wide as she seems to understand what Jade is also, and she kind of extend her hand. Actually, how are you standard height?
Uh, yeah, Jade is about she's taller than me, so I'm gonna have to convert this into centimeters. Damn it. Ba, 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 ba. Jade is about 193 centimeters tall.
193.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
she's Violet is 155.
Oh my.
She's short.
So,
Yeah,
so,
she just
so,
looks at you like
so,
her.
wow. Okay. So suddenly, like, it dawns on Jade that this girl is tiny, and she towers over the girl, and her being freaked out kind of makes sense now.
But yeah, she extend the hand, or rather, she put her hands up. I would guess, and she goes, "I'm Violet."
It's nice to meet you, Violet. I'm probably going to sound like a little bit of a jerk for saying this, but how old are you?
She kind of poofed her cheek like seems really offended by that question, and she goes, "I'm 22."
Okay, that's totally fair. I just I
And
wanted to make sure you weren't still in high school or something because I can't imagine anything worse than being one of us and still being stuck in high school.
uh, uh, I can think of other things. And she just she kind of looks um behind her shoulder as if she's looking at something, and with an annoyed look on her face before getting back uh to Jade.
Um, okay, quick question. So the spirit is following you.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the air around you probably is a little colder than
yeah.
anywhere else. Okay, good to know. I'm gonna roll perception awareness to see if I pick up on that. Da-da-da-da-da. And I'm rolling perception awareness because Jade lives in a haunted house.
Mm. Uh, Technically, it's a spirit, or technically, is it different considering he's a familiar and not really a spirit, not really a ghost.
Um, possibly, but
I'm just wondering just about
like,
the cold.
yeah, it's probably not like getting close to an angry ghost where your
Hmm.
breath would start to show. But yeah, the air probably still like, oh hey, where'd that little did the AC come on? What?
I guess. Oh, I guess actually that would explain the background music in her aura. It's probably
Yeah.
Blitz. It's probably Blitzkrieg Pop going in the background.
Okay, so that's 2 successes. So Jade Jade notices something. She doesn't say anything. She just notices something. And I'll ask, so so you said your name was Violet, right?
Uh, yes.
Call me Valentine. It's very nice to meet you. Do you know you're being followed?
Oh, and she just
Or you
she
have something
uh
not human hanging around you?
she she just scratched her head and kind of laughs. uh, uh, yeah, yeah, I know. Uh, he's but he's okay. He's okay, kind of. He's still a little bit of a perverse, but it's okay.
Jade raises an eyebrow at that. I have never actually heard, well, I mean, I've heard stories, but I've never heard of a spirit actually being perverted.
Well, I mean, he and she just looks, she just looks left and right, and she just signs you to come down from
Jade leans in so Violet can whisper.
and yeah, she say, he asked me to flush my panties.
Okay. Jade takes a moment to contemplate that. She's going to turn on Spirit Sight. She's going to turn on Spirit Sight and try to try to get a read on this spirit that's following you. And 1 success. So what'll happen is she'll catch a glimpse of the spirit that's tailing you. And after about 5 or 6 minutes, she won't be able to see him anymore.
Yeah, but I guess that the short amount of time give her the possibility to see to probably see what it looks like. So maybe she just go, oh yeah, that would make sense actually.
Yeah, okay. Wow. He's a wow. Okay. Um
Yeah.
so this brings me to kind of an awkward question.
Uh-huh.
Are you haunted or did he just kind of start following you?
Well, he um I guess when I made my awakening, he just popped out and say that I needed to wake up, and then he said, "It's lonely in there. Uh, I'll keep talking to you." But uh, I'm not really sure how to well, I mean, I guess you would understand that kind of thing, but he's not really the person that you
He's
see.
he's more an idea of the person.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. So he is a spirit, not a ghost,
Yes.
which explains why there are no violent temperature changes. It's just kind of like, oh, hey, is the air on? Did somebody open a window? Hmm. Um, so Violet, you hungry? Because I got a gigantic tray of food, thinking there would be other people here, and apparently it's just you and me.
And she I'm going to go for a stereotype. She paused for a second, and she would probably go, "No, I'm okay." And then there's the stomach gargle, and then she goes, "Yes, uh, actually." And actually, she thinks about the last time that she ate, and probably she almost skipped uh, her lunch. Yeah, actually, that seems like a good idea.
All right. Jade will make her way back to the table. And she'll go ahead and offer Violet a plate and just anything she wants off the tray, and we'll pull a chair out for her. Or wait, no, actually, let's just. I don't remember if the cafeteria has chairs or not, so I'm just gonna say it's chairs.
Cheers.
Not the high school picnic table style seating.
And yeah, Violet will take her seat.
So, have you met many other people like us yet?
Um, I and she goes thinking a little bit. Well, I met Neon. And she thinks, yeah, I think she said she was named Neon.
Okay, I know her.
Um, and she kind of smirks a little bit. I met not Connor.
Not Connor.
Yes.
Corey.
Yes.
You met Corey. Okay.
Um, and she thinks a little bit more. I met I met Mr. Sachs.
The ballet dancer?
Yes, I had a very interesting conversation with him.
That's excellent. I've been to one of his shows.
Mm. And then I met Corey again in a shop. And I guess the girl who runs the shop is one of us, but I didn't catch her name. Um,
Hmm.
and
Well,
hmm?
it wasn't mine. Was it a bookshop?
Yes, the bookshop.
Hmm. I've heard of that place. I've never been there though. I can't really say I know who runs it.
Mm.
Not by name anyway.
But yeah, they have a lot of interesting books. I mean, that's where I got mine, and she just show the books that she's been reading.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Mm.
Although I suppose I can infer more from looking at the title than an ordinary person would.
Hmm?
Well, I mean, looking at the title, like it's
Oh,
definitely it's something that I would put a book cover on,
mm.
but
Uh,
I guess to most people it would just look like a self-help book.
mm. And she just she takes a small a small notebook and she starts to write like put cover on book. uh, oh, and I met I don't know he didn't say his name, but there was this cute Asian boy that was playing with cards in the shop. Um,
Cute Asian boy.
yeah, he was playing with the cards. I think he was trying to do magic tricks.
That's probably Noah.
She had a note, magic boy, Noah.
He actually works for me over at my shop.
Hmm. She nods. So, uh, are you? And she starts to think. He keeps saying I should present myself as Violet, the violently friendly orphan.
Violet, the violently friendly orphan. Uh, I wouldn't introduce yourself
No,
as
I.
an orphan.
Oh,
Um, orphan. Okay, I'm an orphan. I take no shame in that title. I fucking embrace that shit. Um, but you know that's a pejorative. It's kind of like calling us self-awakened. It's
well, isn't that? Um, I mean, um,
self-awakened is descriptive, but it's an overly pretentious attempt to not call us an orphan just because we choose not to align ourselves with anybody or we haven't aligned ourselves with anybody yet.
oh, well, I mean, at least if someone throw me the orphan card, I can say, well, I'm a real orphan, and and she just have this kind of weird smile, like, eh.
Ah, oh dear. I feel oh crud. I feel kind of like an
And then
ass now.
she just she kind of laughs nervously and say, well, at least it works.
Well, yeah, I mean, it does work introducing yourself as an orphan and then clarifying that you are an actual orphan. When people aggressively try to recruit you.
Mm. Um, have you been here long?
Um, I've been here for, well, shit, I guess it's almost been 2 years now. It'll be 2 years this month.
Hmm. Well, I mean, that's that's more than me. 2 years ago, I was just entering university.
Yeah, hmm. I I had somewhat of a long journey to even get to the point where I awakened.
Mm.
I would
So,
attribute that to my apprenticeships being mismanaged.
mm, well, that's a little sad, I guess. Um, I mean, generally, tutorship should be helping and not withholding.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I learned plenty, um, but I didn't really awaken until. Well, I mean, I guess my first apprenticeship was the one that was mismanaged, and the second one I actually awakened, and then he left because I didn't awaken properly according to his perceptions. I should have awoken as someone from his tradition, and I woke as an orphan instead.
She kind of looked puzzled a little bit by this statement. I mean, is I mean, if you're awakened and means that you're an orphan, does it mean that you can just awaken just like that and be be of a tradition, just like push?
Well, generally speaking, mages that have formal apprenticeships awaken into the tradition they were taught by because that's how their views have been shaped. At least that's how I understand it. But I mean, I didn't even awaken as a member of the Order Hermes, and they taught me for a lot longer. I just woke up as me with magic. And so that's kind of the way I've stayed. And I had the benefit of having a really awesome, I want to say coterie because it sounds cool, but it's so not the right word. Cabal. Um, including my third mentor who helped me get to the point where I am now. And now, I guess now I'm ready to stand on my own because he's moved on to bigger, better things. You're taking notes on all this, aren't you?
Oh yes, scribble, scribble.
That's fine. Just take care they don't fall into the wrong hands. Oh, hey, do you know any magical codes? Or
Actually,
secret
right,
codes?
right now, um, she is she, she is writing, but not the part where it was just informative on name was written normally, but the second part, so I don't know, if there is a rule or not for for those codes, but if they're not, then yes, she's actually writing in. It kind of looked like a music sheet.
Is she writing it? She's writing in musical notation?
Yeah,
That's fucking awesome. Yes, do that.
and she actually gets up, after a few minutes and go. So I asked these questions to to everyone. But and also probably since Mr. Sachs said, well, yes, kind of. So are the are those guys like the Order of Hermes? Are they like Hogwarts?
Um, they're probably the closest to Hogwarts. Yes. But they're still different.
Well, of course, I haven't seen someone with no nose trying to kill everyone.
If you want to meet someone from them, I could probably help you to find your way there.
And she makes a pause. Is this like about the fact that uh, everything has a reflection over there, and kind of ideas and concepts exist beyond?
No, it's more the last I knew, you sort of had to already know where the building was in order to find your way to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's changed because, well, I know where the building is. So I don't know if it's something that you could just like walk down the
Oh,
street if I gave you an address and notice.
okay. No. I thought I thought for a second you talking about real Hogwarts somewhere. She kind of always just looked like a little bit sad, like, oh, I'm sad.
Well, there probably is a real Hogwarts somewhere in the Umbra, and there probably is Harry Potter and Voldemort, and there's probably, considering how passionately people pour themselves into their fan fiction, yeah, there's probably a bunch of different Hogwarts actually that that all of them exist. Even the really messed up ones where Voldemort wins and marries Harry for some stupid reason.
she chuckles a little bit. Yeah, I think I read such as one. I never understood the logic, and it was so poorly written.
Yeah, but it still wound up being better than My Immortal.
And she takes she takes a very serious face, and she goes, "My immortal is a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece of trolling, and I will stand by it."
Oh no, My Immortal is a masterpiece of satire, but as
Mm.
fan fiction,
Oh yes,
it's not that good.
yeah, not really. Um, Actually, since you've been here for 2 years, can you maybe explain to me a little bit more about the other traditions? Because Mr. Sachs explained to me a little bit about the cult of ecstasy, but
Right.
I but outside of this one, and maybe that the Order of Hermes is kind of like Hogwarts, I don't really know if there are others.
All right. Well, the Order of Hermes, they're very structured. They they probably have the best mage libraries you could find anywhere around in their chantries.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but they can be stuffy and not really wanting to do anything but devote themselves to their research and drink tea. They can be flashy and quick-tempered and quick to throw a fireball. And they can be kind of aloof and distant. And And just really make your heart bleed for them, too. They're people. Regardless of the stereotypes, they're people.
She nods. Well, I mean, I, it's hard to think that people are just bad, but inherently bad or something or inherently good. I mean, everyone is just a person. Even well, I mean, even bad guys have histories, and they are still
Yeah,
people.
exactly. Let's see. The you probably want to know then about uh, ba, ba, ba. Okay, who have you heard about?
Um, well,
I'm curious.
the orphans, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the I think not. She just stops before saying not Corey. Um, I think he's a dream speaker, or
Kavadi, I think, is what he's calling himself now. They're calling themselves now. Some traditions apparently changed names
mhm.
while I was in a coma.
And she just you know put her pen down. Are you okay?
Yeah, it was a really weird magical thing. It happened to pretty much everybody who was here at the time. Me, my chantry mates, um, my cabal, everybody I knew was in a coma. Um, and I seem to have been one of the last people to come out of it. I think the only person who was out of it longer was one of my friends. He's a virtual adept. We call him the intern.
Mm-hmm. Intern.
Yeah, the intern.
Uh, and she makes a pause. Um, does is he working for a hospital?
Uh, that was really more Jericho's thing, but I guess he could be.
No, I mean because uh, when I awakened and my when my uncle brought me to the hospital because he thought I was high on LSD or something like that. Um, I mean the guy who brought me there, uh, there were two guys who were working for the hospital, and when I was getting checked up by the doctor, I saw that their clothes were not what theirs seems to be. And I mean, the guy just say, "Oh, we are interns." So I mean, uh, she just it's probably just a coincidence, but I mean that just clicked because you said intern.
Their clothes weren't what they seemed to be.
No, I mean they. I mean, at first I thought they were having medical clothes like intern clothes, and then they were wearing I think black trench coat or something like that, and the guy had really long hair, which was kind of weird for an intern working at a hospital.
Violet, where are you staying?
At my home,
Is it the same place you were staying um when you went to the hospital?
um, yes,
Okay, Violet, I would like you to come and stay with me in my chantry for a little bit.
um, What am I going to say to my uncle and my aunt?
Um, fuck. You live with them. Of course you
But
live with
I mean,
them.
uh, I mean, is it about the Men in Black or something?
Yeah, the men in black trench coats.
Well, I mean, I don't think it was. Um, I don't think it was like the costume, but
Mm,
I'm not even sure it was black. But yeah, they were wearing trench coat. Yes.
men in black, uh, black sunglasses and black suits are all slang mages use to refer to a group of people from basically the anti-traditions. They call themselves the technocracy, and I've been told a lot of things about them. None of them are good.
Mm. I
Um,
mean,
I've been told they want to hunt mages down and wipe us out, and they want to actually destroy magic and replace it with science.
well, I mean, if they if they really if they really wanted to well to attack me or do things, I mean, they could have. They could have done it. I mean, I fell from the rooftop, and the guy was reanimating him, was trying to get me to wake up. So I mean, they could have done things. I guess so. Maybe it's just a coincidence.
Maybe.
But what's a Chantry like? It's is this like a place of reunion?
Um, it's a safe haven. It's a place where we can practice our magic safely without having to worry about that nasty little backlash that sometimes comes and smacks us in the face because, well, reality is a bitch and she doesn't like to be messed with.
Mm. Well, I mean, generally, generally, don't uh, I don't stay that often at my folks' house. I mean, I've got a room. I've got a room in the university. Just that, considering what happened uh, last month, my uncle has been a little bit more, um, yeah, overbearing.
He
But
thinks he thinks you're into drugs.
well, well, no, he's just a cop. That's that's actually worse.
Oh, 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 okay. Hmm. You can see there's sort of an innate distrust Jade has for the police. Like,
Uh,
like anyone in an or at least for your
mhm,
uncle, like anyone in a position of authority who drags you off and
mhm.
takes you to people who are probably the technocracy is probably one of them too. That that paranoia bubbling under the surface. Um, Violet,
Mhm.
is there any possibility your uncle could be one of us?
Uh, uh, and well, I don't know. I mean, how when I and she just makes a pause. Huh, actually, I haven't tried to see if I can see auras. Hmm. Oh, I should try that. But uh, yeah, I mean, when I mean, if he was a an awaken, wouldn't he had told me it's okay, it's okay. I know you're not on drugs, and you indeed saw Joey Ramone telling you that you need to awaken.
Not not if he saw you as someone who needed to be converted to a member of the technocracy. He probably would have just taken you. He probably would have told you whatever he needed to tell you to make you scared enough to do whatever those doctors wanted to do with you. I don't know your uncle. I don't want to make you afraid of him, but well, you're a baby mage. You should be able to stay someplace where you know you're safe. And where you're not putting your family in danger either, because like as bad as they are for us, they actually kind of, it's not just us they're after. It's everything, I think.
So
I don't know. I get them and the hunters mixed up sometimes.
You can make a perception empathy.
Oh. Let's see. That is 1, 2, 3. Okay, just 3.
Not much of an empath.
She's much more empathetic when she hasn't just woken up from her nightmares. or had a rough night. But yeah, 1 success. So
you can see that her demeanor has dropped to I would say with 1 success, you can probably have seen that the moment you mentioned doctors, she gets an almost epidemic reaction, and she doesn't seems very okayish right now. She seems to have her gaze drifting off.
Hey Violet. Do you want to come back to where I live and meet some of my friends and housemates? They're from a bunch of different traditions. They could probably tell you more about them than I could. Well, except maybe except maybe the detective. He's kind of new. I don't know how much he knows yet. Does that sound like fun?
I'm going to make a willpower roll because PTSD doesn't have special rules contrary to derangement.
Yeah, no. We've been.
It's more of a feel.
Yeah, I've had Vinny rolling at difficulty 8 for PTSD willpower.
Yeah, no, she a minute, because basically you just told this girl that basically one of the only anchor that she has in her life might uh pretty much sell her to to,
Ah,
to doctors, and she has an aversion to everything that is hospital related. So yeah, right now she's starting to have to hyperventilate. God damn it, she's
hyperventilate.
yes.
Okay. Okay. So, okay. Crap. You are having a panic attack. Um. Fuck it. Let's go for broke. Spending a point of willpower and a point of quintessence on this. And let's roll. Well, 2 and 3 is 5. 4 with the quintessence. So 3 successes. So Violet, I am spending 2 successes into duration, so this will last for a day.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 success into effect. Jade is reaching out with her magic into your mind, projecting the feelings of being warm and safe in the arms of someone who you love.
Aww.
To try and override your panic attack.
And yeah, paradoxically, if you saw or if you can see what's going on in her mind, she's thinking that she's probably in the embrace of her aunt and her uncle, who are telling her that everything is going to be okay, and that they love her no matter what. And she's starting to slow down her breathing, and she just starts to wipe out her eyes out of her tears, and she blow her nose a little bit because yeah, she was.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
It's well, it's yeah, I can say that I'm the prospect of hospital make me comfortable.
Yeah. Hey, actually, let me. Jade reaches into her purse, and pulls out a small little black flechette pouch and hands it to Violet. Why don't you take this? It'll help keep you safe.
And she look um at the object that she's given. Um, what what?
It's heavy. There's stuff in the pouch.
Uh she just she looked at the pouch like what what do I do with this?
Just carry it with you. You could put it on like a little necklace. Um, it's got cinnamon and cloves and black salt and a little bit of rosemary in there to kind of give it some oomph.
She just uh, she just mimics with a puzzle face, like oomph.
Oomph.
Oh, like the band.
Not quite like the band, no. Uh, Rosemary has a whole lot of uses in magic. So, like, okay, so the cloves and the black salt, that's salt mixed with pepper. They're for protection, and so is the cinnamon. So you take the rosemary, and because rosemary is a great multi-purpose herb for everything from healing to banishing to cursing, because you put it with a whole bunch of stuff that's meant to protect you, then the rosemary lends its power to the other herbs in the hex bag.
Hmm. Okay, I see.
Or anti-hex bag, as it were.
Okay. Um, but yeah, I think um, actually tonight I should have gone back to the dawn, but um, yeah, I don't. And she kind of seems like very embarrassed, and she's not really looking Jade in the eye. Um, if the offer is still open, I'd like to come and see your chantry.
Oh yes, it's definitely still open. Uh, there might be some people around, actually. I think they should be off work by now.
And I mean, um, what exactly makes a chantry a safe place? I mean, or no, I mean that's not what I mean. Are the chantries like predisposed located places, or can I just go to my dorm and make sigils everywhere and say it's a chantry, it's safe? I
If
guess
you,
it doesn't work like that.
no, you need more magic to back it up. Correspondence is the best for that, I think. Entropy works well too. Um,
Mhm.
and so can life, and but that would be one way to do it. Yeah. Like, I don't always stay in my chantry. Um, I'm married, so a lot of time I live in my apartment with my husband. But even that has wards of protection. They have to be renewed from time to time, but it keeps me safe from people who want to spy on me. It keeps me safe from people who would use magic to work against me more, or to work magic against me, more or less.
Uh-huh. Hmm. I think I'm going to buy this hang in there kitty poster.
That's a good one.
Hmm. Yeah, I kind of feel like that since my awakening. Um.
So, so you'll find out soon
Mhm.
if that cute little Asian boy was Noah, because he's a member of my chantry as well.
Mhm.
Um, and later, if you like, I can take you around to meet some more people. Like, well, there's some more orphans. At least one or two others I know of that you haven't met.
Mm.
And there's well, I mean, I'll let you know where you can go to find some people, but
Mhm. Um,
yeah,
mhm,
I'll leave it up to you if you want to see them or not.
mm,
We sort of have history, and that's not that great.
ah, okay. Um, oh, I mean, outside of personal history, are there people that I should not meet? I mean, outside of the she thinks um the well, outside of the big bad guys. I mean, people actually in the city.
Um,
And she makes a positive. I don't meet the other supernatural, even if I think it's super weird. But I'm not supposed to go in Central Park at all when it's such a big place and it doesn't make sense.
well,
But but I mean, like mage people that are kind of shady.
mage people that are kind of shady. Um,
You're going to tell me that's everyone, right?
there's a guy. Uh, well, I mean, like a lot of us are kind of shady, but there's a guy who I know to be like really bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he uh, he hangs out at this casino called the Wheel of
Mm-hmm.
Fate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so unless you're going in with people you know and trust, I wouldn't hang out with him. I wouldn't go there because you're gonna meet him, and
Okay. Um. Does does he have a name or or
Demetrios Fotis is the
okay?
name he goes by.
That's not a very common name.
I don't think you'll meet him outside of there, but what do I know?
Mm, okay.
Um, I mean, like even the intern is kind of shady, but he's shady in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Like he, I don't know if it's some fucking like special little quirk he was born with, or if it's judicious application of time magic, but he always happens to be in the right place at the right time.
Mm,
And he can probably charge that little hex bag for you with more magic than I have.
okay.
So you still want to meet them, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Um, oh, did you have a car or anything?
Uh, and um she makes a pause, kind of like the same pause she did before the panic attack, and she just breathe out and say, no, I can't really get into cars anymore.
Would you be okay on a motorcycle?
Um, well, yeah, it's kind of the only way people drives me places. It's it's not the sensation of being trapped in a box of metal.
Okay. So Jade will lead you out of the cafeteria to her motorcycle, and hand you the extra helmet.
Mm. she she takes the extra helmet, put it on.
Jade will put her own helmet on, make sure it's secure, get on the bike, wait for you to get on and get settled.
Mm. Yeah, she gets onto the second seat, and thankfully, since she's wearing a helmet, someone in front of her can see her blush because a certain familiar said you should totally grab her boobs. So yeah, no, she would put her arms around the waist of the driver and think very hard about about I don't want to die. 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 But yeah, no, she's cool.
And Jade will drive off with you into Queens. And I think we can end.
Mhm.
Actually, no. We'll end our scene a little bit differently for effect. As you make the long trek from Manhattan into Queens, I think that's where NYU is. Anyway, as you make the long trek to Queens, which is speeded by the fact that motorcycles move through traffic much easier than cars do, you come upon a neighborhood where Jade starts to slow down. She turns a corner, and as you go down this street, farther and farther, what looked, that's not the right one, what looked first like an empty lot, you now see has a house sitting on it. And that is where we will end our scene. Thank you for playing, and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Oh, you have a button.
Yes, I has a button. Magic away.